Hello there, I'm Brad Fraser. This is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Let's resume with Eliza Shepard, shall we? So again, we're playing as an adept, basically a magician.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
That would be very important.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse.
But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space.
This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on.
The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Fancy speeches won't stop Saren from finding the conduit. If we really want to make the captain proud, we better get this bird in the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Must click on all the things. And all the people as well. Sub-navigator.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. And those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Very nice. Okay, so we
Carry
know
on,
each other.
Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
From a situation where I was able to save the day. Faster Than Light Comlink is kind of great. It talks about the quantum computing and the fact that the ship is actually has particles that are quantum entangled, and use the quantum entangled particles to send data faster than light speed, which is kind of amazing and kind of awesome. I don't think it actually works that way, but it's still it's if it could work, that's how it could work, and I think that's really cool. All right, Caden, let's talk.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on...
Sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
We're all stocked up on Metagel.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I already talked to her about all that.
Goodbye, Commander.
Ah. Everything's so pretty.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Okay. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased. But I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. Okay. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can.
Good
Check
plan.
back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
So I got 3,000, which will buy a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. What's up, Garrus?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Alright.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
What's up, Ashley?
Commander.
Ah, Bruni, hello. Welcome. Ah, I've been poked.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The answer seems
Good
plain
morning.
enough to me.
Wake up.
Be more alert.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Hopefully
I'll make
waking
sure
up.
it doesn't happen again.
Hopefully waking up is not a painful process, because sometimes it is.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I won't
Alright.
mind talking more later, though.
All right.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
It's always painful. I'm so sorry. All right, let's see here.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do?
Never been a
for
morning
you?
porting. I'm sorry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So it kind of sucks. So, like, my character has approached this, like, as a hammer, you know, and everything looks like a nail. His entire race is that way. And so nobody is trying to solve their problems except through attacking. And that's it. And there's some problems you can't just attack.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this
I love
small.
Tally. She nerds out over everything.
I'm
I love
starting
it.
to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
I don't like the idea of aliens studying the architecture of Alliance ships.
We're on the same side here. My people have more reason to hate the Geth than anyone, remember? But you can't blame me for being a little excited. I never dreamed I'd get a chance to travel on a ship as advanced as the Normandy.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly.
There you go.
We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift.
Right, there would be.
It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Indeed.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I want to know more about
What is
the
it,
Geth.
sweetheart?
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Gotta find that out.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal.
They're getting around the rules.
Changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So see, that's something I wish they had incorporated into the game, because it doesn't matter how many Geth you're fighting in the game. But what would be great is, like, the more of the Geth you take out, the worse fighters they become. That's what I wish they had done. But, you know, I'm quibbling over little details here.
So there's some
Bye,
sort
I love
of
you.
consciousness.
Have a great day, honey.
Nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's
Hey, wifey.
basically
Yeah,
the
she's
synthetic
gone.
equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Yeah, wife grabbed her smoothie and ran out. She was in a hurry.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose?
Started getting
As you
philosophical.
can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long.
Right.
The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves.
Right.
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation.
Right.
We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed.
That was the next question.
In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I should go.
See you later.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't
This is actually cool.
Ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside.
Ouch! Sir? He's like, hi, I want you to know that I'm here, and I want you to know that I want your lap, and I'm going to do that with my claws. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day.
Right, you just look out the window and
close
see
to
them.
get an actual visual out in space.
And that's also
Most
true.
vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
There's not a whole lot of light in space. It's mostly dark. And so things have to reflect. There has to be enough light for it to reflect it. And so you really can't see much out in space. It's all very, very dark. And so unless there's a light source that you fly in the way of, you can't see stuff. But everything gives off infrared light, the heat. And so what this does is that it captures the heat to prevent you from emitting the heat, which is very effective. Hi, kitty. Until, of course, you cook to death.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL, blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So we're a stealth ship. And most ships have to be a lot bigger to be stealthy, and ours is smaller. Oh boy! Someday I get to ban. I love banning people. It is my favorite thing. Yes, ban this loser. Wait, no, ban them. And report them. Yes, yes. Spam. Spam. And block them. Don't ever come back. Alright. Yes, I accidentally unbanned them, and it's like, whoop, no. That needs to be permanent. Alright. So, let's head on up. Let's actually go a-flying. Okay, and as you should do in any kind of game like this, we're going to try to do side missions before we do the legit missions. Especially since this is like the best time when we don't have a big ticking clock with Saren. Because the clock starts pretty quick. So, journal. Let's look at assignments. Alright, so Sparta. And Argus Row in the Hydra system. Sparta and Artemis Tau. So we'll start with them. Admiral Kahoku's thing. Meanwhile, my cat, he zooms. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans, this colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is stimulated through rotation and is comfortable. Stop it! I need you to stop trying to knock things off of that table. Cat. He poured water on himself and has now discovered a new game. I can pour things on myself. Okay, Artemis Town. Sparta Artemis Tau, right? I think it was. I think it was Sparta and Artemis Tau. And I suppose while we're here, we'll pick up Liara, who's our last team member. I probably won't use her for much. Zoomies. Okay, so what is going on here? I don't know. Let's go from the outer side to the inner, since the mass relay is on the outside, we'll go from the outer to the inner. Small, distant Asalgis is a small terrestrial with a trace atmosphere of methane and argon. The surface is composed of water, ice, and calcium, with occasional deposits of light metals. During the Alliance's pirate suppression campaign in the 2160s, the Batarian Ulam Rapeh was caught with the frigate Ternarium, surrounded by Asages with drive discharge. When challenged by the cruiser Hildebad, Renpar refused to surrender. The Ternarium was destroyed, attempting to take off. The debris is strewn across the southern hemisphere. Oh. Scans from the orbit have detected small deposits of plutonium. Alright, very nice. Alright. Antamalka. Survey. Antamalka has a large hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sulfur. We found large concentrations of hydrogen here. In the atmosphere, its massive gravity well tugs many asteroids from the outer belt inwards past the orbit of Antaria and Aeolus and eventually settled in the inner belt. Antamalka's orbit is congested with hundreds of captured moons. Most last only a few thousand years before being ejected, dragged down to the atmosphere, or ripped apart by tidal forces and added to the gas giant's immense rings. Attempting to navigate this chaotic environment is hazardous at best. Ships without military-grade kinetic barriers are likely to suffer catastrophic impacts. Alright, unfortunately, the orange cat is very intelligent. And I say that's unfortunate because that means he gets bored very easily. And when you get bored and you have nothing to do, you find something to do. And he's been finding trouble.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Mm-hmm. Idolus is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Idolus' surface is covered by wide deserts and silicate sand, only a few areas of indigenous rock highlands to break the abrasive, dust-choked wind. The Dolus' orbit is congested with debris thrown inwards by the gravity of the gas giant Anamalka. Due to the high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. Well, then let's definitely do that. So there's a lot of meteors that are falling to the ground. Okay, so we are in a harsh environment, so let's bring Erdnot along. Let's bring the aliens along. Actually, no. Let's bring... Let's bring the aliens along. Erdnot and Garrus. Yeah, it's gonna help me explore, right? Medal of Exploration, number 1. Very good. Okay. Exploration is part of what's really cool about this game. Really the strength of Mass Effect 1 is the exploration. Alright, well there's something this a ways. Oh my gosh, what the heck? It's a thresher, Ma. And that's how Shepard died. Let's try that one again. Is there a map?
When I was young, we used to have a map on this game, and it was fun, and I liked it. I mean, you kids today don't understand how great it was to have a map.
There's a map. Okay, so I have to go the old way. I can't just do a quick map, which is a shame. We're gonna keep at it till we get this thing. These things are really hard to kill. That's just part of the Mass Effect mythos. Is the Thresher Mars are ridiculous. And since Garrus is running our tech, and he's not a tech expert,
we're doing the best we can, okay?
yeah, just staying still is not an option. Frickin' Thresher Maws, man. Oh, if they come up right underneath you, you're dead. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I mean, it makes sense. Alright. We'll get this thing eventually. Get my visual scanner. Head right for it. drive over where the thresher mine is. Makes sense. Seriously, bud. All the chaos. Freaking all of it. Okay. We got him. Frickin' Thresher Moz.
Heading out? Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Looks like these men were under Admiral Kahoku's command. He'd want to know what happened here.
Indeed. All right. Heavily armored Urdnot. Wrecked him. Barely knew him. Let's see here. What do we got? Just all about the assault rifle with the combat armor. And it's assault rifle, not raffle. I don't know why I said that. All right. Ooh, Garrus. I haven't done much with Garrus yet. Tactical armor, medium, and advanced shield boost. After assault training, you've got the adrenaline boost. Alright, let's go. Master shield boost. Okay, this guy's all about the shields. Well shielded. Got some decent decryption abilities. Assault training and assault rifles. Let's see. So heavily armored with some decryption. This guy is heavily armored and will assault the crap out of you. Yeah, back into the Mako, and we will see what else there is on the map here. Got an anomaly and some debris. We're pointing the right direction, almost. This is the way we want to go. We do need to pick up some more Omni Gel. Next chance we get. Mako's not doing so great. End up on the wrong end of the thresher maw. Fortunately, Garrus is a competent engineer. Not amazing, but acceptable.
Got it.
A mummified Solarian, huh? ID tag recovered. You found Captain Millen's identification tag. How did it appear? Impossible to know for sure. Interesting. Alright, we need to head south from here. Man.